Alright, what's good everyone? Welcome back to another video. This is going to be answering the age-old question, should you become a closer or a setter? And let's go into this. I don't want to waste your time and hit these off one by one, because I know if you're starting out, you're probably confused. Okay, what's a setter and what's a closer? What's all this? What's the difference? And we'll answer that in a minute. So an appointment setter or a setter, basically you start conversations with leads. And leads, if you don't know, they are, I actually made this in the course. Leads are anyone who may be interested in the product or service. So if you're setting a coaching program, an agency, service, then it's someone who's potentially interested in that service. And your goal as a setter is to have a conversation with those leads and eventually book them in for a sales call. Now, what the closer does is basically finishes the job. Speaks to them on the call and sells the program, and if they close, you get a commission. And so does the setter. Both of these guys get commission. Now, in terms of commission, the setter gets 5 to 15% commission. Maybe take these numbers with a grain of salt, because it could be up. Sometimes it could be up to 20. It could be less than 5. Who knows? Depends on the company you work for. As with the closer, though, as you can guess, the commission is much higher. It's usually around 15 to 30% commission, or sometimes it's 10%. But again, totally dependent on the company you work for. Now, the reason why is sales is usually much harder. It's just a skill that's much harder. A lot of people shy away from it, so that the people who do learn sales, they get rewarded for it, in a sense. Not saying that appointment setting is not hard, but you're behind a screen, you're just sending DMs all day, and there's not really much risk factor. So, and there's more to it, I know, but that's the main reason why. With setting, there's way more time and location flexibility, but you earn less. So what I mean by that is, let's say you're in school, and let's say you're in a different part of the world, like Philippines. You get way more time and location freedom, because again, with the closers, they have to hop on Zoom calls, and majority of the prospects will be US based or UK based. And location and time freedom, well, time zones might be an issue, but with setting, when you have some free time, just go ahead and send your DMs or answer your DMs. That's it. It's completely fine as long as you hit the KPIs. So if that makes sense. Same thing with location. Like, again, the time zone is not going to be a factor when it comes to performing as a setter. As with the closer, though, it probably will, unless you find a gig that matches your location or is completely fine with the location and the time difference. Sometimes if you look hard enough, there might be those certain opportunities, but most of the time, unfortunately, people are US based, and therefore they're looking for people who align with that, if that makes sense. With the setter, if you have enough experience under your belt and you feel like doing it, and if you're up for it, you can become a closer. You can move up to becoming a closer, get the position, and then you reap the benefits of that as well. As with closers, they earn more, but usually seek more experience, because again, the salesperson is the one that finishes the job. It's the one that could make or break whether the company reaches their targets or not. Not to say that setters aren't, but you get what I mean. So usually you have to be a pretty good setter. You have to be a pretty good closer. They're looking for the best, so therefore they'll want to seek more experience. Although there will be some companies who are willing to train you up, which is good as well. If you can secure those kind of gigs and positions, then you found yourself a good one. So you earn more, but usually seeks more experience. Potential earnings. Now, the exciting part is setters can make, and again, I put these massive gaps between these numbers because it could be anything. Depends on the company you work for, but usually what I've seen can make around 2K to 30K a month, up to 30K a month. I mean, even I can't believe you can make 30K a month as a setter. I mean, apparently some people are claiming that if you work for their company, you can make that much, or people have made that much. So that's why I put it in. So anywhere between 2K to 30K a month. Now, 2K obviously is when you get in, you're new, and you finally crack the code a bit, and you get your first few commissions. So you're basically, and this is actually still pretty good, because now 2K is like the average salary, but this time you don't have to show up 9 to 5 every single day, wake up early mornings, and answer to a crappy boss, and this is remote. So you're basically earning your 9 to 5 income, doing a job that you don't like, that you hate less, or you probably love actually, and you're doing it remotely. And you can earn up to 30K a month, but these are rare instances from what I've seen. Now with the closer, there's way more earning potential, as I said. So 5K is like it's like a good amount for a beginner, up to 45K a month. So yeah, there's a lot of potential there. And which one should you go for? In my opinion, appointment setting, if you're completely new to the space, you're like, Matt, I've just stumbled upon it, like it sounds interesting, but I'm kind of lost right now and I don't know where to start. I'd opt for a setter position. I'd opt for that first. It's a bit easier and gets your foot in the door. And again, you can always move up to becoming a closer. And I put not always, because sometimes you just want to go, because if you're up for it and you have the sales skills and you believe you have potential and you do find that gig that allows you to come in without any experience, then you can go straight to closer. Like I've seen it many times, people just going straight to closer, and they've done very well for themselves. Now, if you want to be a closer, it's better if you want to master sales, if you want to get way more uncomfortable, if you're willing to take more risks, if you're willing to put in the hours of learning. And again, not to take away from appointment setting, but this is just how I feel. With sales, it's like that one skill that will make you recession proof. If you need to learn anything, learn sales. Or it's better if you have experience under your belt. So even if you work like retail, for example, and some sort of sales job, but it was 9 to 5, that's actually pretty good experience that you can put in your CV or resume, or however you're gonna drop it in. So for example, when they interview you, you could say I had retail experience in sales, but I'm looking to transcend it towards high ticket programs and high ticket offers. But yeah, guys, again, this is completely my opinion. Whichever one you go for, I'm not going to knock against, but hopefully this gave you a pretty good idea on where to start. So if you're a complete beginner, you don't know what the hell you're doing, but you like the sound of both, then maybe go for setter. Get your foot in the door. It's easier to find a gig as well, because again, usually seeks more experience for the closer, but ultimately most people's goals, the ideal one is the closer, because again, I think sales is just that skill. It's just that skill that will set you up for life. So anyways, if you found this valuable, if this gave you a lot of clarity, drop a like down below, comment and subscribe if you're new to the channel, and DM me on Instagram. DM me if you have any more questions. You still can't make your mind up, but hopefully this gave you a pretty good idea. So anyways, I'll see you in the next one. Hopefully this was valuable, and appreciate you.